reality of the US intro. Hello, welcome. Hello and welcome to Owlet Season 3.5. Today we have a match between two majors teams, Crusaders and Tempest Esports. It's going to be a close one. We have Crusaders with a 2-1 record, Tempest Esports with a 1-2 record. Moiraine, what do you think is going to be the outcome of this match?
I think this is going to be a pretty close one, Laser. I mean, we have kind of two teams with one with a 2-1 record, one with a 1-2 record. They've both put up pretty good matches so far, so haven't faced each other yet. So it's going to be an interesting one, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I do believe Crusaders has beaten Velocity University, which they took us to map 5. So I think that Crusaders could definitely have some good staying power in this league. Meanwhile, Tempest Esports, if you could remind me of what their record was or what the teams they played.
Yeah, absolutely. So Tempest Esports is 1-2. They beat Commitment 3-0, but they lost to Odyssey and Bandicoots, which are pretty top contender teams, I would say, this season. So no shame there. While Crusaders, their only loss is to Bench Boys, which is again very respectable. So I think both of these teams have plenty to prove, and we might see a really contested match here.
Yeah, it definitely looks like so. Yeah, it definitely looks like both teams definitely have a good spot and a good chance at running for the top spot in Owlet. Neither team has quite the perfect record yet, but it's tightly contested. Anybody could make it. And we're going on to Ilios first. We're going to go to Ruins, which is a nice Widow map. We'll see if either team has a good Widow player. And it looks like Clue is going to be starting out on the Widow. This is actually a new pickup for Tempest Esports. Just like right before the match, they got him the roles and stuff added to him. So that's going to be interesting how they fare with that.
Yeah, it's going to be super interesting to see that. It looks on the side of Crusaders, there's no Widow yet, but they haven't left spawn so far, so they may change on to it at the last minute. Unless Xylesia stays with this Hanzo, which could also contest the Widow in some ways. But let's see what happens. Yeah, they stick with the Hanzo. They're running a Hanzo Sombra, so it's going to be interesting, right? They're going to want to stay out of the Widow's line of sight, be pretty careful playing these corners before they engage. But let's see how this first fight plays out.
Yeah, it's going to be the Genji and the Widow versus the Sombra and the Hanzo. So Sombra is definitely a pick that, you get value out of your ultimate, but goes down clutch at the middle of the fight. High quality takes that fire triangle, and it's an even fight right now. But it looks like
so it looks like Tempest Esports actually wins the first fight and takes the point, but they're still here, and the Crusaders get a huge nade to initiate, which may be the end of Tiger's life right there. Yeah, that's it. And now, the charge from Clutch absolutely towards the end of the map, almost. And I think they should be able to clean this fight up, unless Fire Triangle is able to turn it around. No, it goes in the favor of the Crusaders here.
Yeah, so it looks like Tempest Esports capped the point at first, but Crusaders could bring it back. And sorry, I thought I heard a noise outside my room. That was not true, but we're good. I'm not dead yet. So point goes back over to Crusaders. They're amassing point percentage. They're coming 60% to their EMP. Nano Ryan, that's a shatter on the Lucio. Lucio goes down, but immediately Tiger takes down the Ryan with a shatter, but it does not matter because Clutch is walking forward, and Crusaders are going to take the next fight for themselves.
Yeah, Clutch definitely asserted dominance there in that shatter fight. Nanos came out, but one shatter went into a shield and the other one got value. So now let's see what happens here with the re-engage from Tempest Esports. They do have their grab coming up and they have their nano. I mean, both teams are running Grind Zarya, so these ultimates are very valuable.
Yeah, for sure. Now comes the grab for Crusaders. It's going to be pretty big, but they're not going to get any kills out of it. And the grab is traded. Tempest Esports takes it out. High quality goes down. Fire Triangle also goes down. This takes out Clutch, and they're up 2. There's the big Fire Strike. Nano, a lot of ultimates being used on the side of Tempest Esports, but if it's to win a fight, then it's worth it. KC Dunn goes down while he's trying to take out the Ana on the way out, but it does not matter. Tempest Esports now takes the point.
Yeah, Gerber still hanging on there, and so many ultimates invested in that last fight. It felt like goats for a little bit there, right? We're just hearing the graviton surges going off, like on both teams. But now they have the EMP on the side of Crusaders, so if they can engage with this could be an easy win. Unless Casey Dunn can hide with his speed and somehow save his team from the effects of the hacks.
Yeah, now comes the EMP Shatter. That's what a big combo. The anti comes in too. McNewbie does go down to the start, but it doesn't matter. Crusaders are gonna roll through them. 4 kills on their side, and they're just gonna flip the point with ease.
Clean EMP Shatter, extremely clean, and they still have their nano to work with to hold on to this point. Clue uses his sights to give his team some more information coming in, and now Casey Dunn can kind of use this speed aggressively because there's not much else to save from the other team, which can be very advantageous for them as Tempest Esports engages here.
Yeah, for sure. Bubble comes out, and there's the nano on the clutch. Tiger just charges right in the back, but who takes out the Genji on the side of the Crusaders? And two kills go on the side of Tempest. There's 3. Shatter comes out for good measure. High quality is on the ground, and down goes the rest of them. And with 99%, they're gonna lose the point and go back over to Tempest.
Yeah, Crusaders only need to win 1 fight here, but that was actually a really good.
Enemy in my sight.
like get this point back in control. They do have high quality in the game. They only have this high noon to kind of work with, and probably a nano by the time they re-engage. So let's see what happens. They got a nano that hog in an advantageous position and just kind of let him go crazy. So a lot here rests on your hogs doing better than the other hogs. But Tiger
and as we see, there's a Pharaoh like 1v1 going on here, but except for the fact that the Crusaders Pharaoh does not have a Mercy with him. He goes down to the Ashe actually, just getting ganged up on, but there's a nano out from the hog, but no, he's in the pit! He gets booped into the pit by the Lucio, and it looks like that's going to be really bad for Tempest. The Crusaders are going in with their own nano now. High quality's in the back. He's taking his rage from his disconnects out on Tempest Esports. Blue goes down to his own dynamite, I presume, and off goes Vilcus off the stage.
Yeah, Chinote just doing Lucio things. I mean, you know, their Pharah didn't have a Mercy for a while, but I guess they got value out of their Lucio, that's for sure. Booping that hog with a nano boost on, that's huge, as he was ulting. So, let's see what happens here, though. They need to hold on to this point. This is one fight territory, and Tempest
there goes the other hog. Clutch goes in the pit, and there goes another hog. Every hog is in the pit right now. No hogs for either team. That's going to be an interesting trade. Both teams seem to be even. High quality almost goes in the pit too. This pit is just really dangerous. Crusaders get the grab though, and down goes Fire Triangle. High quality does go down, and it's back to an even fight after Vilcus is rezzed. This is just a messy fight both sides. Blue goes down to Gerbert, and so Crusaders does have an advantage here. Newbie takes out KC Dunn, and it looks like Crusaders might be able to clutch the set. There's still a ball and a Zarya up, but there goes the Zarya. The pit takes one more, and the ball cannot touch the point. It goes to Crusaders and makes it 1-1.
Wow. So everyone just going into that pit, that fight, back and forth. Gerbert getting a nade onto the Pharah at one point. You know, just kind of that map had it all. So, and like we kind of anticipated here, we're in for a close map on Ilios. So let's see what these teams can do on this final map. If it's going to be as close as the previous ones, we're definitely in for a treat. I'm curious to see if they stick with the Hog Zarya. It seems like on Ruins they definitely favored the Rein Zarya. Now I'm seeing potentially the double bubble with the Monkey Zarya on the side of Tempest Esports. If they stick with it, and Crusaders looks like Clutch wants to play Reinhardt, and he's going to play Reinhardt.
Yeah, it's interesting because these teams in the map so far have pretty much been mirroring each other, but it's going to be between the Winston and the Reinhardt here. Crusaders also going for the Sombra again. I don't know if they were the one that went for it first round, but whichever team it was swapped off immediately. Rein's going in, he's in the front line, but he is taken down immediately. Fire Triangle goes down, but Exilia is just destroying the Tempest Esports DPS. He's taken down 2 already by himself. Tiger is discorded. Neither team is on the point right now. And back goes Crusaders, though. They are going to cap first as they zone out Tempest.
Yeah, that anti-nade again kind of makes Tiger have to back up, right? Because he can't really push with that if he doesn't have the bubble to cleanse him. So Crusaders capitalize on that and take the point. So let's see what they can do here. Oh, Sombra gets hacked by the other Sombra and goes down to Tiger. So McNewbie there loses that Sombra duel. Again, the nade on the Mercy though is coming from Gerbert. So let's see what happens here. I think Tempest Esports might want to no, they don't want to regroup. They're staying in here and they're going to fight it out with the Valkyrie coming out from KC Dunn.
Yeah, and Tiger's in the back. He's taking a 1v1 with the Genji, and the Genji goes down to Fire Triangle. The Zarya is nanoed on the edge of the side though, don't get booped off. Lucio is really looking at him. And the grab comes out, the solo grab on a Tiger. But he is primeling, he is not going to go down. He has 1000 HP. Gerbert is hacked, he goes down. And it looks like Tempest Esports are going to take the point for themselves.
Yeah, the grab there doesn't really give them what they want, right? When you grab that monkey, he's not really inconvenienced by it. However, Crusaders have the tools to recontest this and go back. I mean, they have their EMP, they have their Nanoblade, they have their Shatter, and the beat's gonna come up. So let's see what Tempest Esports can do about this.
Their Reinhardt is trapped though, and Clutch goes down. That's an interesting position to be in. Even despite their ultimate advantage, they're gonna have to reset as the Reinhardt goes down at the start of the fight. So that's just going to be bad for their time.
They're still peeking here, they're still kind of looking for it, and I'm not sure that it's justified because they have all their ultimates, so I would really try and regroup and recontest, and they do. So here they are, they can see this Rein's are in re-engage.
In comes the EMP from Clue, and it looks like they just get shredded. And the Crusaders, again, despite their ultimate advantage, Tempest is just engaging on them first, and they never have a chance to use their ultimates.
Yeah, Tempest setting the tempo. They're using ultimates first. So important in Overwatch to really dictate tempo, right? If the other team starts doing it to you first, you're pretty much toast. However, that ultimate bank on Crusaders should really give them at least one more fight win.
Yeah, and Tempest still, they're setting the pace. They don't want to give Crusaders any chance to use their ultimate. Beat comes out though, Gerbert's already down, and Casey Dunn is traded out, so maybe they could swing it. But McNewbie goes down, he had that EMP and he did not use it, and Tempest really doing a good job with their, despite having less ults, again, as I keep saying, they're setting the pace and not letting Crusaders get what they want.
Yeah, once you get stuck in this kind of cycle of not using your ult because the other team ults first, it can be really frustrating. And you see now Clutch swaps to a Monkey. They're trying to match this because he's feeling he's not getting the value he needs off Reinhardt. I actually like this swap a lot. I think this is a good. Oh, here comes the EMP though. Let's see what happens.
Alright, the EMP and Nanoblade both used. This is a very high-stakes situation. If they lose this fight, it's not going to look good. Vilcris goes down to the Nanoblade. Nanoblade takedowns too. It's even fight though, and as Vilcris is rezzed up, it looks like Tempest, their efforts are not in vain. Their ultimate usage has got them this fight, hopefully. Trying to take down the Monkey. Clutch is still alive. He's close to that Primal, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to get it in time. High Quality goes down. EMP comes out from the side of Tempest. And it looks like, actually, I'm mistaken, Crusaders was the ones that use all the ultimates, and they are not winning this fight, despite EMP and Nanoblade, I believe, which is not good, and there goes Tempest taking the game.
Yeah, wow. Crusaders invested everything and just weren't able to get that fight. The res from Casey Dunn brought back the Ana on Tempest Esports, and that's all it took to kind of swap the momentum back. We're not gonna get to see a play of the game from Clutch, unfortunately. I'm sure it was a huge shatter though.
I'm sure it was.
Yeah, but close first map. I'm so excited to see the rest of these. I think I kind of am leaning towards the side of Tempest Esports, like showing a certain kind of dominance on that first map. They definitely, especially the tempo that they set on that last Ilios map. But let's see what happens on the next one, because Control can be a very different mode from Escort or Hybrid. It can really favor one team versus the other.
Yeah, and despite all the scuffness, we got a really close map. So it looks like this series can be really close. It could definitely go either way. Both teams looking like they could make their mark, and they're both hoping to prove themselves. 2-1 and 1-2 records are really close. They could both become 2-2 today if I believe Tempest takes it, and they did take first map, right?
That's right. I think, are we going to a break? I wasn't sure of what I heard.
All right, we're going to go to a break, and we're going to come back with map 2.
Yeah.
All right, welcome back to map 2 of the series between Crusaders and Tempest Esports. Tempest Esports is up 1-0, and it looks like we're going to go to a payload map. Looks like Gibraltar, and last map was really close between the two teams. Moiraine, do you think either team has an advantage?
You know, just based on that first map, I think Tempest Esports has a bit of an advantage, but like I said, I don't know because control can be different from any payload type maps. I know on our team we have we're pretty significantly better at maps that have a payload. So we'll see what happens. I mean, we have some swaps coming in, so high quality is out of the game for now. He's in the lobby, which may mean that less disconnect issues, hopefully. Paper Monk is in
Hopefully.
instead, so we'll see how that affects things as well, right?
Yeah, they're gonna. I don't know if Hyper Knight is their starter, but hopefully
So
they
not
aren't going to
Hyper
be
Knight, high
weakened.
quality.
Or high quality. Yeah, sorry, I mixed those two names up a bit, but yeah. So hopefully high quality. It wasn't too integral, and he's being subbed out. Hopefully for reasons other than his internet connection. But not sure. But we are going to go to Gibraltar. At the end of the last map, Tempest was really setting the pace. So it looks like Crusaders are going to want that to get that momentum back. They did take a map even despite their disconnects. So I think it could still be close.
Yeah, absolutely. It's totally going to depend on also how they take advantage of this map geometry here. You know, Gibraltar, pretty unique map geometry. There's a lot of high ground to work with here on this first point. Lots of different pathing you can take. So let's see. I mean, we're seeing potentially Ryan Zarya from the side of Tempest Esports and the double bubble Monkey Zarya from Crusaders, which I'm inclined to say that I prefer the monkey here, the Winston from Tiger, versus the Ryan Zarya. I think brawling on this map can be a little tricky,
Although
especially if you're
I think if their comp stays the same, I do believe Crusaders has a plan. They seem to. I don't know if the Bastion's gonna stay, but oh, maybe not. I thought they were gonna TP with the Symmetra up to the bridge and try to brawl them out there, but now their comp is just kind of all over the place. So I'm not gonna make any more assumptions off that. From the side of Tempest, though, we're seeing an Ashe Sombra defense with, as you said, the Monkey and the Zarya. Mercy Ana, pretty standard. Let's see what happens.
Looks like the Symmetra is staying. Yeah, McNoobie's still in the Symmetra, so let's see where this TP goes. I am interested.
I'm not sure where it went, but it seems like they didn't take it. So maybe a bit of a misplay there and a huge anti already. Crusaders, I don't know what their plan was there, but it seems to have gone a bit wrong.
Yeah, Zylesia gets picked early, and the big nade from Gerber that their Monkey Tiger can just capitalize on. There's not much you can do about that.
Yeah, Velcris does go down to the Reinhardt, but that is rezzed up easy peasy. And I'm going to assume that we're going to see some swaps from the side of Crusaders, maybe? To stick on the Reinhardt, it seems. They are going to go to McCree, so that makes a bit more sense. They're rolling out with the Reinhardt, so that's interesting. Reinhardt is not typically what you see on Gibraltar.
Indeed, and let's see what happens here. I mean, Gerber can, Valkyris can keep throwing these nades. I totally confused the teams, my bad.
In comes a charge. Tiger gets charged back, but Annie gets taken down, so it's an even trade. Ana goes down, that's most of your healing is down, but the main tank for the side of Tempest is down, so that means you can't really engage anymore. But the res, wow! PC Dunn goes all the way back into the spawn room of Crusaders just to res out the Monkey. Valkyris does go down though. This is sort of traded fight back and forth, but the Zarya for Crusaders is just pushing the point all alone, getting some nice car progress.
Paper Monk, will anyone notice him? Indeed, they do. Okay, so Tempest Esports does notice and is going to probably get a stagger on Paper Monk. Yeah, it's true. So I apologize for the mix-up, colors changing, sides changing, but it is Tempest Esports that is holding here with the Tiger on Winston against the Ryan Zarya from Crusaders.
Yeah, and hopefully Crusaders doesn't get stuck too far into the spawn hold. You can see a lot of teams, they get stuck in spawn on Gibraltar. It's kind of an awkward place to push out of. They are running this brawl, they're trying to run at the team, but Reinhardt's not really seeing anybody to swing his hammer at. Gerber goes down, and it looks like Tempest is still taking another fight after the grab comes out. Reinhardt just a bit lost here. I'm gonna hope that they get a big shatter here, but after that, hopefully they get their value.
Yeah, it's just so hard to push with this Ryan Zarya into it when the Tempest Esports is set up on the high ground. They can drop a nade and follow up with the Monkey, and they don't even really have to use any ultimates ever.
Yeah, I think Crusaders does have a bit of a flawed comp. It looks like Reinhardt, and he is disconnected. That is not even the same person that was disconnecting from before.
Okay, so it looks like they're going to continue without a pause here.
Yeah, it seems like they're either not going for a pause or they're just not calling for it. It looks like they're going to be fighting 5. Oh no, he comes back. That was really quick. They're still taking the fight 5v6, which I wouldn't really advise because now they're just kind of feeding ult charge. But Crusaders in a really unfortunate situation right now. This is just not going their way.
Yeah, you kind of hate to see it. I mean, Tempest Esports have not had to ult, and we're 60 seconds to the end of the map. They used the grab at some point. I think that's about it. Crusaders really has to regroup, get their mindset, and try to engage on the CMP, which they do have coming up. I mean, EMP and Nano Blade can be huge. The grab can give value. They're going on an uphill battle, but they are on the monkey finally. Clutch finally is playing Winston.
And in comes the Nano Monkey, but he gets slapped immediately. The EMP also comes out. Only catches the Zarya though. Ana does go down though, and that's going to be a really big pick. Although Shinote does go down for the side of Crusaders, and Crusaders are losing members very quickly. Fire Triangle goes down, but it doesn't look like it's going to matter. Tempest still has control over this point.
Yeah, that sleep from Vilecris was pretty clutch. I mean, although it did get woken up, it kind of stalled the momentum there. Oh, and the late pick on Silesia with 10 seconds remaining is not what you want to see. I think this one looks like it's going to go on the side of Tempest Esports.
Yeah, Nano gets Tigered. Sorry, Tiger gets Nanoed, and he's just jumping back. Beat comes out for Crusaders, just trying to sustain for a bit longer. They do take down Fire Triangle again. Actually, maybe they can swing this fight. This might be just what they needed. They have 3 picks now, and Ultimate comes out from Tiger, Primal Rage. It's a bit late. I think he's going to be regretting using that one, and despite all odds, Crusaders do get this cart moving.
Yeah, well, color me impressed. They did manage to swing it, and sometimes that just happens, right? It's overtime. You gotta get to the point. You gotta do things. You stop overthinking it, and you do it. Let's see if they can get this first point here. I think that Tempest Esports is gonna be able to recontest.
Yeah, they're definitely going for this recontest. In comes the grab. I don't know if there's anything that they can do about that, but they do survive through it. And Shinote takes down 2 again. Crusaders. They started off really slow, but they're getting it moving now. In overtime, it looks like they're gonna be able to cap point A. Blade comes out just for good measure. It takes down the last member, and yeah, they cap point A despite the really slow start.
Yeah, and Clutch has his Primal again, which if you recall he had just used in at the end of the previous fight. So lots of cleave there from the Winston on the side of Crusaders, and now they're set up on this rocket ship, which I really like. They take this high ground and they don't let Tempest Esports get. But we're gonna see a battle between the monkeys to try and keep it.
Yeah, and out comes the Primal. That's definitely gonna secure that for them. Ana is alone, and it looks like Silesia is going for her. I don't know if he's gonna be able to get her. Fire Triangle goes down again. Fire Triangle is being picked at the start of each fight 3 times in a row, which is not looking good. And Clutch is just moving. Crusaders just running through point B, despite again the really slow start. They just capped point B with 3 minutes in the time bank for point C.
Yeah, and even though they're kind of still on a stall hero in this Moira, Gerber's still on the Moira because they swapped to recontest, but it's kind of working out for them. They're just kind of pressing W. I really like that they contested that high ground and didn't let Tempest Esports take it. But Tempest has the EMP, which can really turn the fight. So let's see what happens. Sorry, Crusaders have the EMP, which means that they can actually turn this fight too as well.
And in comes the EMP early for Crusaders. They're trying to set the pace this time. Learning from the last map, who goes down? Even trade though, and oh, it looks like Tempest might be able to take this fight, so they might be able to be stalling this out, stopping Crusaders' momentum, and it looks like, yeah, Crusaders running back to spawn. But that is really impressive from Crusaders to be able to push that far after such a slow start, because people start getting worried that it's not going to work out that well. But they kept through it and they kept going, and they're on point C. And Tiger is pretty far up, but we're going to be looking at engage now from Crusaders.
Tempest is now on the Hog, so let's see how this matchup actually fares. There's lots of theory crafting whether this comp is actually better than Dive. So
and KC Dunn goes down at the start of the fight. That's not going to be looking good for Tempest. The Coalescence comes out, and Fire Triangle goes down again. And I'm impressed. Crusaders is setting the pace now. Despite what they said earlier, Tiger is on the edge of the map. Is he going to get primaled off? Yes, he is. There goes the Hog. And Beat coming out for that grab. And wow, Crusaders just pushing the cart all the way through. All they have to do is deal with Doomfist on the cart now. And they will have this point. Fire Triangle doing his best to stall it for as long as he can. Tracer now. His recalls still contesting the cart, and it looks like Tiger is back. So now we have 4 members on the cart from the side of Tempest, looking like they're maybe going to be able to swing it, but as the grab comes out, Shoitz is stuck. Fire Triangle again, just doing his best, but there's the cap, and they take all 3 points with a minute 14 remaining.
Yeah, amazing, right? From Crusaders really turning that fight around and not letting not letting themselves get down and just kind of turn over and surrender. They fought until the last moment, and it paid off. I genuinely had written that fight off. I thought it was over.
Yeah, I mean, you did seem like I mean, I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking that there's no way that they're going to be able to get point A, and if they do, it's not looking good for the other points too because they're struggling so hard. But they just flip a switch and suddenly they just start actually rolling. They didn't even. I don't even think the cart stopped on point B.
No, it did not. It absolutely did not. So let's see what they can do here on defense. If they can carry that momentum from that offense, I would assume they're pretty hype right now based on how they turned the tide there. So hopefully they can channel it into this defense.
Yeah, hopefully they can keep that momentum going. Looks like they're not going to be going for the Reinhardt this time. I think that might have been definitely part of the issue. When they swapped to that Winston, they seem to definitely have a lot more success. Tempest going for about the same thing. We're looking at the Monkey Zarya for them, and I assume that's probably what they're going to be running. Pretty standard stuff from the side of Crusaders. They do have double hit scan, which is a pretty defensive comp, but it's definitely a good comp. And let's see what happens.
That can definitely work. I mean, we'll see what happens when the Nano Blade comes from Tempest Esports, what they can do about it. They might be able to just use Nano Blade as a win con pretty much every time, but on this type of map, that doesn't really mean they can win the whole thing. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, Nano Blade's a really good win condition. It can help you push points, but you definitely do still have to win those neutral fights. They're going to be looking to do so. Tiger gets slept and anti. He's really low. He's backing up, and it looks like he's probably going to survive just by the skin of his teeth. Never mind. Clutch goes down. That's actually the other Winston, as it turns out. So Tempest just running through despite almost losing their Winston at the start. Other one goes down, rezzed up on the side of Tempest, but Fire Triangle goes down too. It's kind of a scrappy fight, but Crusaders definitely going to be running back to spawn.
Yeah, interesting. No Hog Zarya here. We're seeing the battles of these Zarya Monkey, and it's interesting because it definitely matters how you use your cooldowns to engage with your Winston. It's a lot less forgiving, I think, than the Hog Zarya. Blue here is trying to hold that high ground, but just kind of gets shut down, and things turn back in the favor of the Crusaders.
Yeah, that was an interesting push. It was sort of a dive onto the low ground. Clutch was able to get value on that. He just jumped into like the bottom of the the slope, the car wash, as a lot of people call it, and he took out their Ana. So that's an interesting dive, but it works out. No ultimates on either side quite yet. Clutch is almost at his primal. They almost have Bob on the side of Crusaders as well. Nanoblade not quite there, but Shinode goes down to the Fire Triangle just with his melee, and really good dive coming out from Fire Triangle and Tiger just on the back. They are destroying everybody as a duo, and that is definitely going to be their fight with.
Yeah, really good there from Tiger. Dope. Definitely picked the right dive target in the Mercy from Chinote, and kind of shut down that fight from there. Nothing else to do on the side of the Crusaders. But, you know, this fight, this first push isn't as dominant as they showed their first defense, so see if they can get a recontest from the Crusaders. They can definitely engage with kind of use a primal to stall here, and Bob is on the point already.
Yeah, Bob's sent to the point. He gets slept, but he is still contesting, so he's doing his job still. Monkey's kind of fighting on the high ground. Here comes the Valk from Casey done, and Bob is back awake. Fire Triangle goes down, and Crusaders are looking to hold them here. And this is not a place you want to be held at because there's a long walk back to respawn. And yeah, that's not going to look good for Tempest, but they do still have a minute and 45 seconds. They have tons of time. You know, Crusaders, they had overtime. They still have time.
Chris is going to have to die here faster. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And now, yeah, but the Crusaders can now really get themselves set on this high ground and deny lots of angles from Tempest Esports. Although they are in a McCree, no Widow, so it is a little less punishing than having Widow here.
Yeah, and the blade on the side of Tempest, but there is no nano for it, so it's going to be interesting to see if he goes for it without the nano. And a good synergy between Tiger and Blue. Tiger knocks the Ashe out, and Blue just finishes off with a body shot. Delizia goes down to the side of Tiger. There's a solo grab on the Mercy on the high ground, but they don't take her down. That is not going to be good for Crusaders. They're going to want that back. Vapormont goes down. Fire Triangle goes down too. He was antied though. Grab comes out from Tempest, and they're most likely going to finish it. It's just the Mercy going for the pistol kill, seeing what she can do, but nah, no luck.
Yeah, McNewbie got isolated there. His Mercy kind of abandoned him a bit, and easy pick for Tiger to just zap him out of existence. And now they have, you know, there's a Nano Blade definitely coming up. The Primal from Tiger. Momentum swinging a bit in the favor of Tempest Esports.
And a Nano Monkey comes in and finishes off KC done. They're definitely not ready for the Primal Monkey or the Nanoed Monkey to just jump right in. He's now Nanoed, and without a lead, he's knocking it farewell. There he goes. He goes down, so it's even fight right now. Fire Triangle takes out Lazerblitz, and Tempest is looking to hold here. Clutch gets rezzed, and yeah, the picks are still going the way of Tempest. They get the headshot. That's a bold angle to take from the Widow, but as I'm saying that, Clutch is just walking around killing everybody with his Primal. It's really a battle between tanks right now. Clutch is trying to 1v2. He still has his Ana with him though. It's a 2v2 on Cart. Gerber is in trouble. Down goes Shoitz, and in comes the Doomfist to save the day. Tiger gets taken down, and wow, Tempest manages to hold. Or other way around.
Yeah, Crusaders manages to hold. Really back and forth fight there. I do love to see in the kill feed and Ana killing a Widow. It's one of my favorite things to do. Gerber asserts dominance, gets the Widow out of the fight, and really keeps his monkey alive, and low-key turns that fight around. So
yeah,
now
it was definitely an impressive 2v2.
This is a really bad choke, so if they can take advantage of it, yep, just like that. Fire Triangle tries to engage, but they die. However, Clue is able to take out McNuby, and again, I think we're going for kind of a back and forth fight here.
Yeah, it looks like both picks that were had by teams were both rezzed up, so we're in a 6v6 again. Papermonk goes down at the start though, that's not going to be good for Crusaders. And Bob is in the back, but he is asleep, he is doing nothing. So is Tiger, but picks have already gone the way of Tempest, and now they're going to start rolling through. Hopefully Crusaders can get back in time for the test.
These teams just don't like to allow my predictions to come true. The choke does nothing for Crusaders, and Tempest is just able to roll through.
Yeah, Nano comes out on the clutch. He's going to be looking for a pick like he did last time, but he's in the grab. Papermonk and Clutch both stuck in the grab. As Fire Triangle goes for the blade, he gets 2. He is nanoed. That is very strong. He gets 3. Violet Focus goes down, and the grab comes out from the side of Crusaders. They really want to swing this fight, but it's not looking like anybody's going to follow up. Blue goes down, and Tempest caps the point.
Yeah, I am seeing Crusaders ult first more. They're definitely trying, they're not playing as passive as they did on the last map of Ilias. So now there's gonna be some stalls here, they jump off the map, yeah, Chinote and Newbie get off. And they're gonna, the time bank is gonna be okay for them though on this last point. See if any composition swaps, since this point is a little bit different than the previous two. It looks like we're gonna get a Hanzo from Xylesia. So let's see with this double sniper setup what happens.
Yeah, and Tiger is coming in with the Primal. He's trying to get aggressive. He wants to make the space while he can. Trying to get the Ana off the side of the map. She's really close. There she goes. Tiger goes down, but he does trick. Oh no, wait, she climbs back up. No way. River manages to stay on the map despite all odds. And Tiger's efforts go to waste. And Blue gets taken down. And he's gonna swap over the Roadhog actually now. So Tempest going back to spawn. They're swapping up their comp a bit, and they're gonna try something new.
Yeah, so I think the team names are also confusing for our viewers because it is the other way around on stream, but sometimes the lobby just does that to you. So I think our lobby host was powerless in that respect. So it is Crusaders here that are holding. However, as I say that, Tiger's with the hook on McNuby.
Yeah, and in order to try and stabilize, they nano clutch. He's trying to go in, but this hog is gonna be really menacing. He doesn't. Oh, he actually gets hooked, but he managed to LOS around the corner. So he managed to save his life. He's anti. He can't go in. Here comes the Nano Blade from Tempest. He's going deep. He takes on Gerber, and he's got his Mercy with him. That's a lot of damage he's doing. Takes down 2 already. Casey Dunn, however, following him maybe a bit too hard, and that's not going to look good for the side of Tempest as 2 of them go down, and the respawns are really in the favor of Crusaders here. And yeah, Tiger is all alone. He does get a pick, but actually, well, Clue is also there with him, but it's not looking good.
Yeah, this should just be a cleanup from Crusaders unless something really weird happens. Which,
they're actually staggering Blue right now, making him jump off the map.
Okay, he figures it out and jumps off the map though. So it's gonna be last fight here for Tempest, and what a turn this has been from Crusaders. They actually have the ultimates to completely deny this last push, in my opinion. This grab is gonna have to be big from Choice, otherwise the Bob could be a thorn everyone's side, and then both tank ultimates here could win the fight for Crusaders.
Tiger gets a nice pick, but Shoitz goes really low. AC Dunn goes down, traded out for both teams. Both teams, 5 players. Papermonk is 1, he goes down, and the picks are going left and right. This is not looking good for Tempest though. They really want to have a clean fight because of those respawns. Here comes the Grav and the Whole Hog, but somehow Elysia is kept alive. Shoitz goes down, and it looks like Tempest is out of luck on this map.
No, and that is it. Yeah, Crusaders take that one after a really slow start. We thought they could get full health there. They turn it around and they win this map. So we're now 1-1. And I honestly, Laser, I don't envy your role as play-by-play because these fights have been back and forth every
yeah, for
time.
sure, especially with the first year. It's definitely hard to keep track of like how many players each team has. But now we see 1-1. A lot of Overwatch League, a lot of Owlet matches have been 3-0s in majors, so it's nice to see sort of a close map.
Well, not if you watch any dice rolls.
No, you guys got to stop doing that, by the
way. We're trying to keep it interesting for the viewers, and so are these teams today. So I think we're in for a treat, as I indeed finally predicted something successfully, which was that this was going to be a close one. So we're gonna head into hybrid. What do you think? Which map do you think they're gonna pick here? Is it gonna be King's Row?
If you remind me of the map pool, I will take my guess.
So let's see. There's King's Row. There's. I have no idea actually.
Probably King's Row. King's Row just seems to be everybody's map at the end of the day. Everybody loves King's Row because it's simple. There's not many things you got to worry about. Streets. There's no high grounds. And I really don't know which team I would predict more because both have shown their own strengths. I mean, at the start of the map, Crusaders looked like they were completely lost, but they somehow managed to turn that around and finish even with a minute time bank, and then stop Tempest on third point, which is quite impressive because a lot of teams, they'll tilt if they get held in spawn like that, but they managed to keep their cool and they turned it right around.
Yeah, absolutely. Super impressive from Crusaders to do that. Not gonna lie. The other maps, just for your information, were Eigenwald and Numbani, but we are going to King's Row. So not much of a surprise there. We have seen Ryan Zarya from both of these teams. If it's going to come out again, I would expect it to come out on King's Row.
Yeah, for sure. Crusaders really liking that Reinhardt. Even if it didn't do them any good, they might bring it back out on King's Row. I mean, most teams, as you said, Reinhardt's kind of like, he's a staple of King's Row. That's his map. That's where he gets to have his fun. Even back when Dive was meta, people or teams would bring out the Reinhardt. So hopefully we'll be able to see some Reinhardt, maybe some nice Reinhardt mind games, maybe some big shatters on the other Reinhardt.
Yeah, it looked to me like both teams have Reinhardt players, so we are seeing some swaps here. I think, if I read the lobby correctly, we will see. Not for now. But yeah, I mean, Dive could still be strong. We'll see if the Hog Zarya comes out again. It feels almost like Hog Zarya has taken the role of whenever you have brawl maps in the past. So you could definitely see Hog Zarya on King's Row.
Yeah, I think Hog Zarya is a super strong map. Tempest Esports, they did run it at the end though, and it didn't get to win them the fight, despite Crusaders playing the monkey. So maybe it's not their favorable comp. Maybe it is. Maybe they just couldn't get any luck with it. But we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. Which side are you on in this debate of whether Dive can actually still be stronger than Hog Zarya? Are we going to see it in the Overwatch League?
All right, so my opinion on this is that I think that Hog is incredibly strong, and as a hero, he's just so broken that in pretty much every situation, you just kind of want to work around it because, he's Roadhog, and right now he just does so much damage. But Overwatch League teams are really coordinated, and they'll have their cooldowns perfect. So the Dive, I think, definitely still could be favorable in the Overwatch League. But I think in Owlet, personally, I think Hog Zarya is the way to go.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. I think we are going to go to a break soon here, so we can save our theory crafting for after the break. Do believe that's the case. So we will see you after the break on King's Row.
All right, welcome everybody back to the Season 3.5 Majors match between Crusaders and Tempest Esports. We have a tie right now, 1-1, and we are going to go to King's Row as correctly predicted by me. Moiraine,
And me.
what do you I guess. And what do you expect to see from these teams?
Like I said, I think they might pull out the Ryan Zarya again, but who knows? They might pull out the Zarya Hog also, depending on if they've had success with it so far in scrims. It's kind of anybody's game, to be honest, with these compositions right now. There's a lot of flexibility as like teams try to figure out how to play around a hog. Are you going to include the hog? Are you going to play around the hog? There's lots of decisions to be made. So we're going to have to wait for the hero select screen, I think, to be sure.
Yeah, definitely. I think a lot of compositions can work on King's Row. I think the Ryan, the Winston, and the Hog can all work with the Zarya. Zarya is definitely a hero that works on King's Row, though. And I think, regardless of what comp, we're definitely going to be seeing a Zarya.
Yeah, I agree. I would be very surprised if there wasn't a Zarya involved. We do have a sub here. Santimon is in. Santimon, yes, that's how it's pronounced. And so now we have two players from Argentina on 200 ping, potentially. Both him and Schweitz are playing from all the way from South America. I haven't seen a difference, to be honest. I think they've put up a great fight when I haven't noticed any noticeable differences in their play because of the ping. So kudos to
Yeah,
them.
I mean, working with what you got, 200 ping or not, it's tough, but if you can make it work, then props to you. And I wonder if the Sentimon, do you know what role he plays?
I think yep, that's a DPS player. The signature hero is listed as Genji. I would be very impressed if they were playing a sniper on 200 ping. But
I would be too.
but who knows?
Well, maybe we're going to be seeing the Genji coming out. I don't know if there are other DPS left, or if this is just like a tactical swap. Like, if they prefer Sentimon on King's Row, it could be either one. Paper Monk is still in for Crusaders, so High Quality hasn't come back in yet.
Yeah, Fire Triangle was swapped out, and their signature hero is a Forest, so I would think also projectile player. But potentially, Santimon has this Genji in their hero pool. Maybe they're trying to play for the Nano Blade. Chris definitely was showing off the Ana, so Nano Blade can be pretty much a guaranteed win fight in this meta, I think, most of the time.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to deal with a Nano Blade, especially since the support duo is typically on a Mercy, so there is no defensive ult. But that is only like once every 2 or 3 fights a fight win. So you do have to be winning the neutral fight still if you want to be able to get the map. So let's hope that we can see. I mean, the match has been really close so far. It's 1-1. Both maps have gone, third point on Gibraltar for both teams, and the third point on Ilios was like 50 to 99 or something. So it was really close.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see if they do in a Genji, how it plays off in the neutral fights. I mean, if the other team's running kind of double hit scan or double sniper, it can be kind of difficult for the Genji, right? They go for one of them, the other person's shooting them in the back from the other side if they're creating the cross angles correctly. But I mean, again, the good Genji can get value on any composition, so we'll see.
Yeah, for sure. And I think despite the Genji nerfs, I do believe he's still kind of a strong hero in this meta, and definitely has a lot of carry potential. And he can deadlift his team when he gets the Nano Blade. So I think Genji's a good pick. And I mean, hopefully he does run Genji because we're talking a lot about this Genji. Any standout players from either team you've seen so far?
I play support, so I'm going to notice the support plays. I've seen both Anas on both teams, Valkyries and Gerbert, get a lot of really good nades, a lot of good sleeps. Definitely nades that turn the fight around, especially when you see the nade combined with the Winston cleaning up. It's can be really hard to play again. So I would really like to highlight the Anas on both teams for what they're doing.
Yeah, definitely. And Gerbert, I mean, he pulled off a few fights just by himself. Like especially that one fight where it was just the Winston and the Ana versus the Winston and the Zarya, just fighting for the point. And Gerbert was able to keep his Winston alive and keep himself alive. And they were able to win that fight. And there was also the time where he got essentially knocked off the map and then climbed the mountain to get back up. I was sure he was dead, but he came back somehow.
I definitely am going to go back
wall
and
climbing
watch.
Abilities.
Definitely going to go watch that replay. I'm not sure how that actually happened, but somehow, yeah, he stayed in the game. Very impressive. So, yeah, definitely. I think, the tanks also, we've seen impressive tank play from both sides, especially when we were seeing the Rhine duel. Definitely lots of interesting back and forth with the shatters there. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I think Clutch definitely played well, especially so at the start, Crusaders, as we know, they were struggling a bit. They were playing the Rhine Zarya and they were trying to brawl, but they really didn't find any targets and they were just getting hammered from the high ground. But when Clutch he disconnected and then he came back and he swapped to the Winston, that's when sort of their momentum just started and they just started winning fights.
Yeah, I don't know if the Rhine is more of a comfort pick for him than the Winston, but definitely on that was a good swap on Gibraltar. First point, you could be struggling with that Rhine very, very long. So yeah.
Yeah, the plan B definitely working out for them. Glad to see it because they ended up winning the map off of that. And it looks like they're getting ready to go into the map. And hopefully another close map. Maybe we'll even see a map 5 today.
Yeah, well, we're here. We're ready to go all the way to map 5 and not be the only team that provides this kind of entertainment. So,
yeah, let's get some other teams to make it to map 5, just for some entertainment.
Well, for the statistics point of view, Crusaders did beat Velocity University twice. Velocity University took us to map 5, so by that transitive property, when we play Crusaders on Friday, they should dominate us.
Well, hopefully they don't, but good luck to them. And I mean, they're putting up a good showing here. They've had their fair share of issues with high quality disconnecting, and then their main tank disconnecting for like 10 seconds. Then he came back. So internet issues all around. It was paired with production issues, but I believe production is going good now, so that's good. And I'm hearing a Reinhardt coming out of spawn for Crusaders.
Yeah. I'm also seeing a Reinhardt on the map. Yeah, on both teams actually. We'll see if it sticks for Tempest. However, the Crusaders are going for a Rhine Sig here, which haven't seen it in a while, but definitely could still be a strong composition if you're kind of trying to have a stronger front line, brawl more, and they're running a Mei with it, which can be pretty deadly on King's Row if you get value out of your walls.
For sure, they're just trying to go full brawl mode. And Zarya, I think, is really good because she can block or she can bubble hooks, but as long as Tempest is not running the Roadhog, the Sigma is still a good pick. It's the Rhine Zarya versus the Rhine Sigma that we're going to see here. Widow trying to get a pick off of the start, doesn't find anything. I wonder if he's going to swap. It looks like he's going to stick on it. And now comes the Mei wall, and Tiger is split, but he is able to rotate. He gets antied though, but I don't think anybody's close enough to be able to capitalize. Shinode is getting really aggressive. He's hoping to catch something. Mei's on both sides, walls everywhere. Rhine shield goes down. Just kind of like a even fight right here, but Saku is getting in an off angle. McNubi is not going to let him take that off angle without getting spammed out, though. He's going all the way around the back. And Crusaders definitely have the space at this point. And Paper Monk is going in, he's anti, he's really in danger. Trade's going both ways. And big anti-nades all around. Clutch is trying to get some kills now. He's going into the room, into the hotel room with the entire Tempest team. Manages to get out of there alive by the skin of his teeth. Clue goes down to McNubi. McNewbie is the anti-sniper Mei right now, and it looks like Tempest is. They still have a lot of space, and Crusaders is slowly falling, but yeah, Crusaders definitely falling now. They're trying to stall as much as they can, but after a sort of scrappy fight, Tempest is able to take it.
Gotta cap the point though here. Yeah, okay, they're gonna do it. So yeah, that was honestly kind of the battle of the nades back and forth. Both Gerbert and Valkyries have their nano, not surprisingly. And long drawn out fight brawling. Let's see if Tempest can kind of keep up this momentum that they've generated here.
Tiger gets walled off. He goes for the shatter to try and save his life. He knocks down 3, but it's just not enough. His team isn't close enough. And Paper Monk takes down 2. It looks like they're going to try to recontest. Ana going down is a big one, though. Blue is not going to let them hold close. They're going to have to back up a bit, give them some space. But it's some nice ult charge, and it looks like Crusaders are banking a lot of ultimates right now. Pretty much 6.
Yeah, let's see if they stay here. It looks like they're not really backing up to wait for their Ana. They're just going to let old Granny walk back and kind of take this fight a little bit 5v6.
Well, McNewbie does make it a 5v5 as he takes down Blue. The anti-sniper Mei coming at it again. Here comes the Blizzard. Crusaders are getting really aggressive here. But it looks like McNewbie's kind of alone, and never mind, they escape the grab. Actually, they don't escape the grab. Clutch eats the grab, denying that at all, and they can walk forward.
Yep, and they're on his back, so really good aggression there from Crusaders. They initiate with Clutch's Gravitic Flux, and kind of seal the fight with that. So now they have ultimate advantage as well. Paper Monk is about to land a huge shatter. I can feel it. Let's see if it happens.
He's looking for it. He gets antied though, and he's gonna have to back up a bit. He's still fine though, as his shield health is good. Mei is walking up. They're both getting aggressive. A good block from the shatter of Tiger. Tiger does not let that go through. He pins into them. Both Brian's are nano. Tiger is antied. Bubble, and now Paper Monk is antied. It's like a back and forth, but Paper Monk does come out in the bottom. But it doesn't matter because 2 picks go to the side of Crusaders. Even again, these fights are just back and forth all around. No blowouts here. Shinode is just walking around on cart, pretty much like he looks like he's invisible. As I said, that he gets taken down. Delizia goes for the high noon, zone him out, but the bubble, wow, that's impressive. Tiger's able to live because of that bubble. Bursts as soon as it gets put on the Reinhardt, but saves his life. And the shatter gets blocked by the Sigma shield. Tiger goes down. This could be swingable for Crusaders now, as Paper Monk gets back in, but he gets antied immediately. He's going to be regretting charging, but he's backing up, and Crusaders somehow able to back up and slowly turn the fight to their favor.
That was the longest, brawly, drawn-out fight I've ever seen. And Crusaders just kind of back up slowly until the rest of their team engages, and Clutch just gets a huge Gravitic Flux there to clean up. Really huge momentum swings here. You really kind of don't know who's going to win the fight, honestly, before it happens. It's really hard to predict.
Yeah, it's very hard to read what's happening in these fights sometimes. I mean, the cart went halfway through the point just during that fight. It's way behind Crusaders right now. So, really, one fight is all Tempest needs to cap this point.
Oh, and they get the pick on Shinote, so this Blizzard should be guaranteed win here. Let's see.
And Paper Monk is not going to be happy right now. He actually LOS the Blizzard, so he's fine. Clutch is frozen, but nobody's looking at him. He's going to be fine. They go all out for Paper Monk. Blizzard now for Crusaders, not going to get anybody as he gets LOS by the corner of the wall there, and Crusaders not going to be too happy with that Blizzard, and they're going to be sent back to spawn.
Yeah, Tempest. I don't know if that Blizzard was a smart investment there at the end from the side of the Crusaders. Tempest manages to clean up. Their Blizzard definitely got plenty of value, so kind of seal them the deal. And now they have Dragon Grab, which is a throwback of an old combination, and I am very excited to see if they can pull it off.
We're back to when Grab Dragon was meta for about 4 weeks or so, until Dragon could no longer be damage boosted. Thank God, no more of that. And looking at an even fight here, Paper Monk is taking space. Tiger's shield is getting shredded. He's got to back up. Shoitz does not care. Shoitz is in the front. He gets his grab eaten again. Clutch, that's the second grab in a row he's eaten. That means the grab dragon is not going to happen. The dragon still comes out though, and it takes on McNewbie. So it's an even fight. Shatter on Santamone. He's on top of the cart though, and a big shatter from Tiger. But a beat, and again, these fights are just so back and forth. It's impossible to tell who's going to be able to win. But Crusaders is going to come out on top.
Battle of the Hanzo is still happening on this high ground here, but here comes McNewbie with a Doom Fist to just kind of steal it. And
he did not respect the 1v1.
Yeah, it did not respect the 1v1 at all. However, we're seeing, I'm really having fun watching this match, honestly. Battle of the Reinhardts here. We're seeing grabs being eaten. Clutch has eaten 2 grabs so far. Huge.
Yeah, he's got a 100% grab eat rate right now.
Yeah, indeed. That is correct. Let's see if he can do one more before the fight's over. He has a Flux, which I expect to be huge, as we've seen before from him.
Valkyries goes down though, and that's not going to be good for Tempest. Tiger takes down McNewbie, but it doesn't look like it's going to matter. Crusaders still have the space here, and without a Reinhardt, Tempest is going to have a really hard time trying to push it.
Yeah, both teams running the Hanzo here. Silesia kind of cleaned up there, and now the Crusaders are holding this pretty convincingly. See that they're still on this Doomfist, which is unusual. Haven't seen that in a while, but it's working out for them.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he got the pick on Valkyries at the start of the other fight, and I respect the Doomfist. A lot of people don't like the Doomfist, but I definitely do enjoy watching a good Doomfist. If one goes down though, he is walled off, and McNewbie, as I talk about his Doomfist, he goes down to Valkyries. The same person he took out at the start of the other fight. Shinode is just gonna try and frog his way out, and it looks like he does, and Crusader's gonna be back to 12.
Yeah, and no ultimates invested from Tempest, so now they have their Dragon Grab potentially coming up in a Blizzard to really engage here with, which I think they will.
And wow, Tiger almost gets knocked right off the map, but he manages to stay on. Papermonk is not going to be happy. He tries to charge out of the Blizzard, but he just jumps off the map, actually. He decides that he's not going to be taken alive. He takes himself out, but Crusaders, despite that, McNewbie pops off. He gets through that fight, knocks the Zarya off the map, and gets the Mei with his duel.
Yeah, I have to apologize for any Doomfist insults I may have appeared to say. McNewbie's getting lots of value from his Doomfist, so let's see now if Tempest can use his Dragon Grab to clean up. There shouldn't be a clear counter to it, unless of course Clutch eats your grab again, which could happen. We've seen it twice.
I mean, he's 2 for 2 right now. Maybe he can make it 3 for 3. Shoit's definitely not going to want to walk up and just trying to grab. It looks like he's going for it right now, and and you can see Clutch brings out, or he pulls out the defense matrix that Sigma has. I can't remember the name of it right now, but Shoit's actually manages to bait him out of it, and the Grab Dragon comes through. Or no, not the Grab Dragon, it's the Dragon from the side of Crusaders. And Crusaders, despite losing a few people, their DPS are popping off this last fight. Paramount comes in, he sideswipes Shoit's, takes him out, and Crusaders manage to hold.
Yeah, great hold there from Crusaders. Clutch did try to eat another grab.
The grasp, that's what it's called.
Grasp,
I completely forgot what the name was, but yeah, so Shoit's like walked up as if he was gonna grab like he did last time. And you can see the grasp comes out and he just waits until it ends and starts to grab. But it didn't matter in the end.
Yeah, and I do believe Clutch got antied while he was doing that as well, so it kind of led to his death, trying to eat yet another grab. So interesting mind games there from both teams. I do want to say again that I appreciate these compositions that we're seeing, which are not Hog Zarya by any means. We're getting to see Brawl on King's Row, good old-fashioned Overwatch.
That's true. We are a bit hypocritical, but you know, Hog Zarya, you only watch so much of it before it becomes whoever just hooks the person first wins the fight. So
That's
you know,
right.
It's nice to see some variety.
Here's the hook, here's the bubble, here's the nano.
Yeah, it's a nice flow chart. Well, these fights are definitely not a flow chart.
No, they are absolutely not. We're seeing grabs being eaten, we're seeing Clutch DPS plays. I mean, are you not entertained?
I don't know, I am pretty entertained, but it is definitely making it difficult for me to keep track of where the fights are going. I mean, there was a fight that lasted like a whole minute where Crusaders was backing up the whole time, but they managed to get the Reinhardt back and somehow swing it in their favor.
That's right, they turn around and they swing it in their favor. So let's see what Crusaders do on this attack now. I mean, the defense worked out pretty well for them. They were able to prevent the third point from being capped, so now they just gotta finish the map and take this map home. So it looks like they're gonna be running the Pharah again without a Mercy, which is giving me absolute anxiety, but they did it in the past and they are gonna do it again.
Yeah, I mean, well, the Ashes on the side of Tempest is definitely gonna be looking to capitalize on the lack of Mercy. The wall comes out a bit early for both sides. Nothing of value being had there. It's gonna be really interesting to see if Elysia can get any value. It looks like he is, but he's forced to back up. He has 1 health and he takes down Flu though. And that's gonna make it so free for him. He can now walk as he please. Ifmonk takes out Santamod, and they're just gonna start taking space. Tempest is falling at the fingertips of Crusaders.
Yeah, Silesia just heard me and said, "Oh, you think I need a Mercy? I sure don't," and then just takes out Clue. No problem. And Gerbert has his nano already, while Valkyries is at 39%. So let's see how that plays out for them. Definitely can use this nano to start snowballing this map.
Yeah, and Nano Ryan is pretty scary. He's just walking forward. Tiger does have a shatter. He could stop that pressure if he lands this big shatter. Hopefully he does. He does have 2 shields in his face though, and yeah, no, unlucky. He does not get the shatter off. Neither does Papermonk. 2 shields. And they're not gonna get any value out of that. But he has enough Papermonk. He's gonna start walking forward. Actually, he's gonna charge forward, as it turns out. Counter charge comes out from Tiger. Blue goes down though, and the barrage is out. A lot of damage done. It takes down Santamon. Tiger is somehow staying alive just by the will of that nano. But Clutch is gonna absolutely close it out with that flux, and they're gonna send Tempest wondering what they did wrong.
I mean, no, neither team is afraid to press Q, I can say that much. So they all invest ultimates, but I mean, Crusaders just kind of like setting tempo there, you know, ulting first. I mean, the nano from Gerber, to be honest, was like slightly early, but it made Tempest back up. So it got them the space they needed, and Xylesia came in clutch with that barrage. So Wall is out early again from both teams.
Papermonk managed to make his way back and counter charge onto Bob. Milkers goes down first, but 2 go down to the side of Crusaders, and Tempest is going to start walking forward with Bob in their back starting to shoot the Reinhardt and takes down the Reinhardt. Maywall comes up trying to get the stagger kills, but Crusaders looks like they're going to be able to run away. Tiger goes down. That's not going to be good. I don't know how that happens. Looks like an anti-nade may have come out, and maybe a bit too aggressive, and hopefully he gets back in time, because the next fight is going to be soon.
That's right. I mean, you know, it looks like Crusaders are taking their time regrouping a bit, and Reinhardt does have the charge, but Tempest is down too, so yeah, they're backing up here and giving some space, and here comes the nano.
Yeah, he is definitely not back in time, but here comes the flux to stall for time. Shinode goes down while in the air, so does Gerber. That's both supports down, and it's not looking good for Crusaders. Papermonk is going to charge into the Blizzard. He's not going to have a lot of fun over there. McNewbie gets a kill on Santamon just to prove that he is the better Mei at the time.
Both Shoitz and Clutch using these Gravitic Fluxes very aggressively, which I really like to see.
McNewbie just trying his best to get out, but he can't do it.
That's a bit of a stagger there, but that's alright. They'll be able to regroup their team soon enough. And Crusaders, you know, they have the longer spawn here, kind of, sort of. I'm actually not entirely sure. It's kind of in the middle. But they have their Blizzard to work with. You know, they have their Gravitic Flux. The Shatters haven't been getting much value on either team, so
yeah, I've been hoping for some big Shatters, but they haven't really been coming out. In terms of the beat in response to the Gravitic Flux, but a big Blizzard and a lot of 3 members are frozen up on the side of Tempest. Nano comes out to save the Sigma, and in comes the barrage. That's a lot of damage, and Tempest is not going to be able to deal with that much pressure. Good aggression from the side of Crusaders, and it looks like they're going to be able to push through.
Yeah, Papermonk paid with his life for that, but he did get a pretty big shatter there. So now Xylesia is still in the Sparrow, which on the 3rd point is a little bit tricky, right? Because the ceiling is so low. See, they just flew into the ceiling right there. So let's see if they stick with it. They're only at 18% ult charge, so they could make the swap, but they choose to keep the momentum and keep fighting this.
And I mean, double hit scan for Tempest. They really don't like this Ferret. I mean, it's impressive that he's able to get that much value without a Mercy, especially on a point that's like, as you said, there's not much area to work with, and they are swinging the fight. Crusaders have 2 picks to 1. Bob is in the back, but now he's gone. A lot of Crusaders are low. They don't have their Reinhardt. They're not going to be able to take much space, but Tiger is getting frozen. Tiger goes down. He gets walled off. A great wall play from the Mei. Big anti though, and they're all on fire. They're going to die to the dynamite because they can't get healed up. But I mean, Tempest is still back in spawn. Only 4 members alive for the side of Crusaders though. This last fight is going to be definitely brutal for them if they want to take it, but Xylesia takes Santamon. That's going to be really big. He goes down though, and it looks like Crusaders' momentum might be stopped here.
Yeah, the defender spawn is just so close that you have to back up there, even though, again, did you see Gerber just kill the Reinhardt mid-charge to save his Mei's life?
Yes, I did.
That was pretty great.
Yes, it is, and I mean, 2 minutes and 45 seconds. It's a lot of time to push just one fight, and Tiger is going for the flank shatter here. I wonder if they're going to spot him out. He's going to go for it, and here it comes now. Papermonk goes down, so does Shinode, but it doesn't matter. He took way too long because his whole team is dead. He turned around the corner, and everybody was dead, and that is not what he wanted to see, and Crusaders take them out.
It's like all your comp games when your Ryan's like, I'm going to go for the shatter, it's going to be huge, believe, and then your whole team gets wiped.
Yeah, they just walked right past him. They didn't pay any respect to him. Just walked right past him. Clutch gets 2 kills and just secures that fight.
Yeah, I really like what I'm seeing from the Crusaders here. They're not backing out of this. They're by no means intimidated by Tempest. And they win this long brawly map where the fight's just going on for a long time. You know, did see both Sigmas putting up quite a show, I would say.
Yeah, I think Clutch has been playing really well this match, particularly. He's eaten grabs, he's gotten huge fluxes. I think he's definitely the MVP of the match for me so far.
Yeah, I would say that's accurate. I'm partial to the Anas because I play support, but I have to agree with you on that one. You eat 2 grabs, you get to be MVP for now. So
yeah, Clutch and Gerbert definitely doing some really good job. I mean, Zalizia was on the Pharah for that whole attack against double hit scans, somehow managing to get value still. That is impressive to me.
yeah, Silesia, Farah just they could not respond to it. It seemed like no mercy, 2 hit scans on the other team, and they're getting value. So I am impressed.
I mean,
And
the mere presence of the Pharah made them go double hit scan, and like that might just be their goal. And he plays safe, he doesn't die, and their DPS are not what they wanted to be playing. And suddenly they're getting value.
And especially because, I mean, I'm working off the team card here, but I am seeing that the DPS on the side of Tempest favor projectile heroes. So it may also be forcing them off their comfort picks. See,
Yeah, it definitely seems like it could. I mean, they had to swap off the Mei, so they lost a lot of frontline pressure. And that, like, the front line just got run over, especially when Tempest goes for that flank shatter. Didn't quite work out for them. I respect the play, though. I respect the play from Tiger.
You gotta respect it, for sure. But that being said, indeed, it's like teams are trying to play brawl, and so you're trying to play poke. If you don't stand far away from them and they speed into you, they're just going to ruin your front line. You're going to lose your tanks, and it's going to be game over.
Yeah, for sure. And the next map is confirmed to be Volskaya. What do you expect to see in Volskaya?
Ooh, let's see here. I mean, I would love to see the defending team, try to run Monkey Zarya again. I think it could be very valuable. We saw both of them do pretty well defending with it on Gibraltar from the high ground, just kind of waiting for the team to engage and collapsing on them when they engage. But it depends. We'll see if the other team sticks with a brawl. It can be a very powerful defense. But I don't expect to see brawl on first point, but who knows? Again.
I mean, you never know. Crusaders, they definitely did want to run brawl on Gibraltar, which you really don't expect to see very often. So
this is true.
You never know what to expect.
I don't know who is going to be attacking first here. Let's see. Is it Tempest attacking first?
Yes, Tempest will be attacking first as long as they don't swap sides. Tempest is the red team currently, which is usually the attacker side. So Tempest is going to be attacking first. Crusaders on the defense first. I wonder if any team's going to run Hog, because there's been a lack of Roadhog this game, which is surprising to me.
And welcome? Yeah, I would say. Welcome.
Yes,
surprise.
welcome. That is true. Well, a welcome surprise, but still a surprise nonetheless.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm totally happy with pretending, just having a gentleman's agreement and pretending that Hog isn't extremely strong right now. So, let's see. Are we gonna?
I mean, if neither team runs it, then you don't have to worry about it.
Exactly. That's right. So, I do think, even with the Roadhog being strong, Monkey Zarya can be very powerful on this defense. Now,
yeah, for sure. And it looks like a Sombra and Double Shield still coming up from Crusaders. They're on defense, so I'm more likely to. They're more likely to stick on the heroes that they're on right now, as they do have to walk back. We do have a pause, but
yeah.
if they run this comp, we can talk about the strengths and weaknesses of what Crusaders has right now.
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be a short pause. It's just a small issue on one team side. But yeah, I mean, it's not surprising, right? You win a map, you're happy about it. You're like, oh, let's keep running it because it's working, right? But this map is quite different from King's Row, so I don't know how I feel about that. I guess we'll see how it plays out. I think getting value from the Pharah though, so I don't hate the Pharah pick at all on this defense.
Yeah, for sure. I think the Crusaders comp is weak to dive, which I wouldn't be surprised if Tempest Esports runs out with the dive. Zalizia does have a mercy for his Pharah now though, so even more value going to be coming out of that. We'll see if the double shield can get any value.
Yeah, they didn't have it a second ago, but they do now. So yeah, I mean the tanks are just kind of like, I guess they play with Diana in this defense and just kind of chill and wait for. There's not much for them to do, right? Because Silesia is going to be poking from above, and they're gonna. It's hard for them to speed into engage. There's no Lucio because they have to run a Mercy, so it's a bit of an awkward comp, I'd say. But we'll see how it plays out.
Yep, it's definitely playing to their strengths though, and I can respect a team that plays to their strengths. As you said, they won King's Row with a very similar composition, so they think, keep going with it, keep doing what you're doing, and keep the confidence high, and you'll have a good chance of winning.
Yeah, and we have another swap again on the side of Tempest. Fire Triangle is coming in, and it looks like they're gonna run a Pharah back at them. might see a Pharah duel here. I mean, the thing about the Pharah is Xylea's in their head, and they're kind of just worried about that. It might not matter what tank line Crusaders is running, because the other team is just so focused on the enemy DPS and trying to counter them. So, but if these picks hold, we may be seeing some brawl again.
Yeah, this is definitely not what I expected at all. These compositions look very realistic, and I would not be surprised if this is what we see. Ryan Zarya versus double shield on Volskaya is not what I was expecting. You know, usually I'd expect either a dive or like a Roadhog Zarya, but neither of those options is coming out right now. And yeah, they're walking out with the Ryan Zarya. Definitely gonna be weak to the spam damage from the Pharah. Sombra is gonna be decent against the Reinhardt, but if he gets bubbled, it should be fine. The Pharah is from Fire Triangle is wrapping around the back. He's already deep in. They're in a Pharah duel right now. They're right next to each other. Oh, KC Dunn could not keep up with Fire Triangle, but both Mercies go down, so it's very even right now.
Yeah, both Mercies go down, so now it's just a battle of the Pharahs remaining. However, Tempest is backed up a bit. Oh, and
that's not going to be good because Tempest loses their Ana. That means they have no healing left, so they're just gonna. I'm guessing Fire Triangle is gonna go try and get some ult charge or something, or maybe he's gonna try to live. He's gonna try and take out the Pharah, which he actually does. But he goes down, and maybe a res is gonna come through. I don't know if Mercy's gonna get there in time though.
Oh, there she is. She's coming. She's coming. Shinote's there. The Mercy's here, and I think they can get the res off.
I don't think so, actually. He didn't get it off, so the Pharah's down. So as it turns out, Fire Triangle's really weird, like stagger kill actually gonna work in favor. They don't have the Pharah spam damage coming in. Big anti comes out on Stagger though, and there comes the bubble though. Gonna cleanse him, and kind of just an even fight here. The Shatter gets blocked by Clutch. Clutch is just not letting any ultimates through. This guy is unstoppable right now. Edo onto the Rhine, but he's gonna be brought up in the sky. That's a big flux, and down they come after their HP is gone, and the flux coming out from Clutch just stopping any momentum that Tempest was trying to get.
Yeah, he pays his life for it, but he does get rezzed. Clutch absolutely being Clutch here. I mean, yeah, denying ultimates, and then always using his ultimate to turn the momentum of the fight around. And I think it's getting so much value. I know that Xyleia is probably bothering the other team a lot, and so they're thinking about the Pharah potentially, but I think Clutch is a bigger thorn in their side. Not to say that Xyleia isn't playing amazing.
Xyleia is definitely playing good. And I think Clutch is just like, he is just carrying these fights by himself. Not by himself, but he is doing so good. He's on the offing right now. Big EMP comes in, 5 members hit to the side of Tempest, but not much value is going to get had because Crusaders wasn't really there to follow up. Shinoda goes down to the charge, and kind of a weird engage there from Crusaders is going to cost them the point.
Yeah, so you know, a Fire Triangle, his signature hero is Pharah, and they sure showed that off there. I mean, they went in and like went straight for the Pharah duel, hit 2 directs, and then a barrage to seal the deal. So Pharah, we're seeing a lot of Pharah battle here. Let's see how it plays out on the second point here now that Xyleia has his barrage.
Yep, Xyleia, the barrage for defense, and I think this is a really weird point for Pharah. You really don't see Pharah often like, on defense here, but I mean, you know, we're seeing some weird stuff.
I have no more expectations.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect anymore. He's just kind of playing on the ground right now. High Noon is not going to let him get in the sky, but Fu goes down immediately. Fire Triangle takes down Xyleia still. A fight, the classic back and forth fight we've been seeing all map. But Tempest is getting a lot of kills here. They only have 4 members alive though. They're going to need to finish off kills really quickly if they're going to want to cap, because you know 2 CP, you need to go quick, and they were not fast enough, and Crusaders are still going to hold.
Yeah, I don't know actually if that Clutch's ult there was necessary, but I know how it feels to stall in this point, and you just do not want to see it get out of your reach. So that's okay. I think it's a reasonable investment to make, and they still have their but Xyleia just throws the barrage into the trash can and stops the Hanzo as I say that. So
well, the Widow's thought from Clue might have scared him off, and Fire Triangle goes down while he's trying to just walk forward. A res looks like is going to be tried. They're going to try for the res, but Mercy doesn't look like she's on the body, so it looks like Fire Triangle is going to have to walk the long walk back to spawn. And that's going to be another stagger. Just they got to get out of these sightlines right now if they want to win. Yeah,
it's a very powerful high ground here up on the left side, but it looks like the tank line started brawling, and okay, no, Tempest does back up. Maybe they're kind of still kind of poking here as they wait for their respawn from Clue. Come back in, and he's back now, so we should see the re-engage. Oh, Fire Triangle just going in.
Fire Triangle getting really aggressive, trying to take these snipers away from him because he doesn't want anything to do with them. You know, pretty much a double sniper comp coming up from Crusaders. Big shatter onto 2 members, and the anti comes out to follow up, but nothing to be had off of it. Bob is in the back. He's doing a lot of damage, getting a lot of pressure, and he's chasing Tempest back to their spot.
Oh, that was actually looking great for Tempest. The big shatter that got antied, but Bob is just so strong in that position, and Bob took out Valkyrie immediately, so there was no chance of him getting slept.
It looks like Fire Triangle and KC Dunn don't want to give their lives up. They want to get out alive. Fire Triangle is going to make his best effort to get out. And oh no, he doesn't quite make it.
Gerbert cleans up. I mean, it seems to me like Fire Triangle has come in to make a statement. You know, it's kind of what I'm reading here. Of you know, oh, you want to play Pharah? I can play Pharah. So see if they can actually. I mean, they have their barrage. I feel like the attack Pharah is a little bit better than the defense Pharah on this point. So I'm not entirely surprised that they're sticking with it. But it's still a little bit tricky, right? I mean, there's got to be some sort of flank barrage that you go for here.
I think it's definitely going to be difficult for Fire Triangle to get past these snipers, though. They just control so much space, but he's going in the back. Journey. I don't know if they know he's here. He's going to go for a barrage now. As soon as he gets deleted, but can he get much more? He gets slept, so he gets 1, but he still is alive. That's a good trade for him. Gerber goes down. Fire Triangle is taken out as he is sleeping before he wakes up. Wakes up to a very rude awakening. And a big flux coming out from Clutch, though. Maybe he can live up to his name once more. They're all low, and in comes Bob. Bob he's not on point, but he's in the back. He's definitely shooting the shield. He's taking it down, and Shoitz wants to end this right now. He's getting his own flux of his own. Clutch is low, but still, Crusaders are holding on. 2CP is just such a hard game mode. You don't get all the kills early.
Yeah, it's looking like a 2CP moment again. However, that was a really good fight from Tempest, so I think they should, hopefully they're not too frustrated by the fact that they only got 2 ticks out of that, not 3. But to be fair, the Bob from McNewby really inconvenienced them. Even though he was all the way in the fight, he finished off 2 kills. So they, you know, they're swapping the stall heroes now. There's kind of no ultimates on either side, so it could be anyone's game. I mean, the Tiger might be able to farm his Primal, and we could see the Blade from Clue, actually, who's been kind of silent on this Genji, but farming his ult nonetheless. Yeah,
I will not lie, I didn't notice that he was on Genji, but he is coming up to his Blade. They don't have a nano for it, though. Tiger is coming in with the dive. He gets taken down, though. That's going to be tragic. Absolutely tragic for them, as somebody's got to touch the point. Genji just dashes in, but it's not looking good. Unless the miracle comes out, Clue's coming in with the Blade. He's looking for a miracle, but no, it doesn't happen. Valkyrie is going to just die on point, say he did his job, and no double cap for the side of Tempest.
No, yeah, Crusaders hold on to this one. You know, it's definitely some 2CP moments in there, but they also definitely play their cards right. So they swapped off that far eventually, which I think, you know, well, Tempest stuck with it for a much longer time. I don't know if that was necessarily the right pick there, but it's totally definitely still winnable for Tempest, I have to say. Because although this first point can be very difficult to full hold, the second one is totally holdable.
Yeah, usually what I see is that first point is always taken, but second point is where a lot of teams get held because it is definitely way more defender favored than first point. The Pharah battle has been really interesting. Typically, Pharah is better on defense because you can pick your angles and you can kind of LOS and you don't have to take space. So sort of a Pharah v Pharah is not what I was expecting, but both teams eventually do swap off of it. We'll see. Zalizia he's on the Pharah right now without the Mercy. This seems to be their King's Row comp once more.
Which, you know, they had a lot of success with, although McNewby is now in his Sombra, which might be just for scouting. I'm not sure. We'll find out soon enough. Fire Triangle, though, is also on a Sombra, so they're really giving us this DPS duels to look for.
And you know what I was not expecting? A Moira on the side of Tempest.
You know, me neither, but maybe it's just... I think that might have been their small pick.
Oh.
I think, so they're swapping, maybe? No, they're not. They're staying on the
No, that team's on defense.
Yeah, you're correct. Yes, absolutely. So they are, you know what? Okay, I mean, they're going to have a lot of sustain. So.
McNewby comes in, he's definitely relaying information to his team. And yeah, it seems like Crusaders are going with the King's Row comp once more. The Moira is a weird swap from the Mercy. I think Mercy with Ashe is really strong, but maybe Moira offers a bit more survivability, and instantly a damage orb takes down Clutch, and they go down to the damage from the side of Tempest.
That's what you get for saying that Moira isn't strong. That skill orb kill. I guess honestly, actually against the Sombra, if can be kind of good because you can help protect your Ana by just like getting that little bit of tick damage on the Sombra when she's trying to go for the hack. So, like potentially right now, although McNewbie's just poking around a little bit.
Yeah, McNewbie's just trying to farm his ult charge. They are.
No,
they now have they're going for the EMP Nanoblade combo, and they have the Genji and the Sombra. So
yeah, it's gonna take them a while to build this, I think. So, meanwhile, in the neutral, Clutch takes out Valkyries.
Yeah, that's not going to be good for the side of Tempest, especially when they're on defense. They're losing their Ana. That's their main heals. They do have a Moira to make up for it, but as Tiger goes down, there's their main tank. Not looking good. Clutch gets hacked, but I don't think it's really going to matter. As I say that, he does die though. But space is being taken by Crusaders. Papermonk is fearless. He's walking forward, smacking the Sigma around. And Crusaders are taking space on point. Flea goes down. That was kind of their last chance if he just hit all his headshots. But no, Crusaders take point A.
Yeah, and again, Gerbert farms his nano just a little bit faster than Valkyries. And they get to cap this first point with no ultimates invested. So they're in a very good position going into second point. There's plenty of ult on the sides of Tempest as well. Let's see. I think Tiger is definitely looking for his shatter here. Let's see if it gets valid. Both. We're going to see the Battle of the Reinhardts yet again.
Yes, we are. And in comes a flux from, not from Clutch, from Shoitz. And it looks like a lot of damage is being done. And Papermonk goes down. Again, when you lose your main tank, it really is not a good idea to keep pushing unless you get a lot of picks. And sent back to spawn is going to be Crusaders.
Yeah, I mean, they got punished early by the Verdic Flux, which I like because, again, it turns the momentum around even though you invest the ultimates. However, Crusaders are coming in here with 6 ultimates. So let's see if they all press Q exactly at the same time. It's going to be interesting to see. Definitely plenty of ultimates on the other side as well. However, it's 2 CP, so you can kind of be too aggressive with the ultimates, use them all, and then get 2 ticks. Let's see what happens.
Tempest really has to set the pace here if they want any chance of this. 6 ultimates is going to be nearly impossible to deal with. EMP comes in, EMP from both sides, and Shoitz actually trading out right now. I'd expect the Nanoblade to come out, but it hasn't. And surprisingly, they don't invest in half their ultimates. They only use 3, and it doesn't net them anything.
Yeah, and the both tank ultimates and the EMP, I think just the counter EMP kind of like rattled everyone around, so they lost a bit of their momentum and their aggression, you know, Crusaders. They do still have their Nanoblade though, and all that Tempest can do about it is shatter it, or just get a good hack at the right time.
Yeah, despite the unfortunate ultimates he used from Crusaders, it was still a 3-for-3 trade when it comes to ultimates. Tiger's hacked already. If they got a Nanoblade early, Papermonk is also hacked. It looks like he's in danger, but Zluzia doesn't actually get the nano. There he goes. It was a bit late. He goes for the Sombra at first, but there they go. They got 2 picks. They got 3 picks. They're up 2 right now. Papermonk does go down at the start, but Clutch is again clutching it out. Zluzia is killing everybody, and that's going to be it.
Yep, that's it. And Crusaders take that map and put themselves up match point. I really liked what I saw them from there. Honestly, they set the tempo correctly. They kind of played for their ultimates well, I think. Not investing 6 in a fight that was already lost.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of interesting. They used the EMP, and then they didn't want to combo the EMP with their Nanoblade. They wanted to do them separately, which it did work out for them in the end. But I wonder if they would have just won the fight if they just used all 6 ultimates. I think they would, personally.
Yeah, potentially. It's just honestly, I'm just very hesitant always because it is 2 CP, right? So even if you use 6 ultimates, but one person dies, the other team can still recontest. So I don't know. I guess could have, should have, but we get to play one more map here, right? Because
no, Crusaders takes the series.
Never mind.
Yeah, it's a 3-1 for the Crusaders.
Excuse me. Well, yeah, absolutely. Crusaders take that one home. So the score on the stream is actually wrong, and Crusaders have won the match. As again, you know, the score is confusing. I'm confused. Everyone's confused, but it's okay. Crusaders get the win nonetheless. So I think we may be able to get an interview here. The teams would oblige us.
All right. Well, we can send it to.
We'll come back with an interview.
Yep. Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I was thinking clutch.
Clutch,
I asked
yeah.
already. You just put them in the caster booth, so they just come in here. I think they can.
Yeah, I think we need to get an admin to like drag them.
Yeah. So they're admin to this.
I can message.
Raven.
I'll message Raven. I got Raven to
All I wanted.
Alright, nice. Welcome, Clutch.
Hello.
Yeah.
I was just gonna ask about the Sigma pick. It's a comfort pick. You definitely get a lot of grabs and stuff. So that was my question.
Okay.
I will.
All I wanted.
All right, welcome back, and we have an interview with Clutch from Crusaders. Moiraine, what is your question you want to ask Clutch?
Yeah, I was gonna welcome Clutch. It's nice to have you here. I was gonna ask you. We saw a very interesting type of Overwatch from both teams today. You guys did not really play Hog or well, you played Zarya, of course, but you didn't play Hog at all, and not even Zarya some maps, right? We saw the Reinhardt Sigma. So, want to talk us a little bit through kind of what you guys have been practicing and what your opinion is on the current meta?
So we think it is like Hog Zarya, like double off tanks on certain maps, but we think also you can get away with a lot of like double shield or just a brawl comp. Our main thing in scrims were, well, honestly, it's like they're not a pro team and we're not either, so there's a lot of to exploit there. You can get away with a lot of stuff. Like a brawl comp, honestly, Ryan shouldn't be playable in the meta that's currently out. But with being in like honestly being in a diamond like area, you can get away with a lot.
Yeah, so you guys accept the fact that you're kind of off meta, but you go with what works in scrims. I see.
Yep.
All right, I can respect
I like that
for sure.
attitude. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, no one here is playing in the Overwatch League. That's right. So you can definitely get more value from things you're comfortable on.
Yeah,
Laser.
so today you're in this match. Your Sigma play was really nice, especially on King's Row. When you ate those grabs, were you paying attention? Like, was your team calling out that grab had, or Zarya had grab, and like, were you were fully intentionally going for them, or were they kind of lucky?
So I generally when I play Sigma, it's because I played a lot of Diva before, so I always have like in the back of my head, Zarya probably has grab if she's playing like really aggressively. so I constantly, if I see a Zarya pushing past the Rhine's shield, I get ready to like press my shift to eat the grab. So both of the grabs that I ate were very intentional, and they were kind of telegraphed.
Yeah.
Very easy to eat.
Yeah. I saw definitely the second grab you ate. The Zarya like ran. It's like, this Zarya is really far up, and then she grabbed, and I saw that you ate it. I was thinking it's a very good read. And then the next grab she had, she like ran up and pretended that she was gonna do it, and then I saw you use grasp, and then she threw the grab. So
Yeah, no,
I could definitely see the process there.
yeah, she definitely did outplay me at that third grab.
Yeah.
She did bait it out.
Mental games definitely coming through there. So last question here. You guys are up 3-1 now, right? That's your record for the
I
season.
believe so. Yeah.
Yep, pretty good. And what are you looking forward to the rest of the season? I know you have an interesting matchup coming up next against Dice
We're
Roll.
we're just looking to win more games. I think we lost to, I believe, Bench Boys. We lost a good old 3-0. So for us, I think it kind of put us in perspective of we got a lot of work to do and we got a lot of practicing to do. Also, it felt good. I think it felt good for the team beating another team other than Velocity Uni. We played them twice. We did play them twice and we beat them twice. So we were like, well, where are we standing in the current like of all the teams? Because we have literally only played either Bench Boys or Velocity.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you have a few more data points. You're looking good. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, Blazer, unless you have any more questions, I think.
I do not have any more questions, so I believe we can. This is sort of wrapping it up.
Unless, Clutch, do you want to shout out anyone since you're here? Your teammates or coaches?
Yeah, I think I want to shout out honestly Paper this game. Because generally we don't have him play Ryan. That's generally my role. We picked him up as more of like at the time it was like Arissa's Sigma. So I played a lot of Sigma. So we tried to put Paper because he played a lot of Arissas and Double Shield is really good. But then the meta shift and he plays a lot more slower play style, and I think we figured out how to put him into the meta with the Rhine Sigma because it helps him play a little more aggro, but in a safe way as well. So honestly, I think this match I'd like to shout out.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely great tank plays from you both. And that's going to be a wrap for us today in this very exciting matchup between Crusaders and Tempest Esports. And we will see you in the next match. And not last but not least, I would like to thank production for all their hard work today. I know they've been experimenting with a lot of things, and I think it paid out in the end.